Joe Biden doesn't work. The president of the United States does not work. I'm sorry, I give you his schedule every day, and I have come to the point where this man does not work. Everything is done for him, and he's running around now every day collecting money for the Democrats in 2024. Not since Warren Harding, and trust me on this, not since President Harding have we had a lazier president than Joe Biden. Okay? Now, Dwight Eisenhower wasn't exactly the Energizer Bunny in there in the 1950s, but he was far better on the job than Biden. Now, that is the truth. If you don't believe it, you don't want to believe it. I can back it up 50 different ways. Okay? But it annoys me because we have so many problems in this country and they're not being addressed. They're not being addressed at all. And he's the leader. Oh, it just drives me crazy. And now, Joe Biden is caught in a trap, as Elvis Presley once sang. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So, as you know, the progressive base that is the heart of Joe Biden's support in America despises Israel. Always has. They believe Israel is a fascist country. The progressives hate the country of Israel. Here's the leader of the Progressive Party. Go.
I do not believe we should be appropriating over $10 billion for the right-wing extremist Netanyahu government to continue its current military approach. What the Netanyahu government is doing is immoral, it is in violation of international law, and the United States should not be complicit in those actions.
Now, that's absurd, insane, but that is the leader of the progressive movement in America, Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. And he is a big Biden supporter. So, if I'm interviewing Sanders, I go, well, you don't want Israel to destroy Hamas? Is that what you're telling me, Senator? You don't want Israel to destroy that terror group? The group that went in and killed innocent civilians, raped Jewish women, killed babies. You don't want Israel to do that? And then he give you some gobbledygook about international law, blah, 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 blah. Okay? But the truth is that Sanders doesn't want him to do it. Doesn't want Israel to destroy Hamas. Does he? No. So that's the progressive side. That's what you see on the college campuses. That's what you see in New York City, where all these people are out there. Now, they call it anti-Semitic. Some of the progressives are anti-Semites. Bernie Sanders is a Jewish person by blood. But I don't think he's anti-Semitic. He just hates Israel. There's a fine line there. Okay? So Biden is beholden to those people. On the other side of the equation, Biden's operation, his money, his organization are primarily Jewish Americans who support Israel, some of them. All right, so this weekend, Biden's going to LA. Big dog and pony show. All right, big fundraiser. You can give the Biden Reelection Political Action Committee almost $1 million. That's the ceiling. Okay? You can't give the money to Biden himself. You can give it to the Political Action Committee. Now, going to be a big soiree Friday night at the home of interior designer Michael Smith and his boyfriend, James Costos. Okay? So the people who are going to be there form the core of Biden's financial support. Here they are. Jeffrey Katzenberg, okay? Steven Spielberg, Peter Chernin, Rob Reiner, David Geffen, Barbara Streisand, Jason Alexander. They're all Jewish. Okay? So another guy, Reed Hastings, we haven't found out. He's of Austrian Jewish descent. He's a Netflix guy, fabulously wealthy. Now, I don't know if all of them support Israel, but most of them do. They don't want Hamas to go unpunished. So here you have that crew, that's the money Biden crew, and Katzenberg is running his reelection campaign. Can you imagine a Hollywood mogul running an election? That's what's happening. And then the Sanders crew that hates Israel. And there's Joe in the middle. That's why he's so wishy-washy. That's why he's, well, yeah, Israel has the right to defend himself. We send him money, but you don't want to do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Meddling. Now, Netanyahu, if he would tell the truth, and he can't because he needs American money, he'd throw Sanders, yeah, but Biden right out the window. Because it's not go get him. That's not what's happening. So this is a fascinating political equation here. And you'll hear this nowhere else but on the No Spin News. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. Now, after I do it and say it, then you'll hear it. But it's fascinating. Okay, next week in the House, there is a possible impeachment inquiry vote. Inquiry is the key word. It's not a vote on impeachment. It's a vote to investigate going forward on impeachment in order to bring more power to the House committees assembling information about Hunter and Joe and Jim Biden. That's what this is all about. And it will take every Republican, nearly everyone in the House, to vote for it, as Newt Gingrich explained. Go.
If you're a Republican, do you really want to guarantee a primary opponent by voting against it, looking at it? This doesn't impeach him. This simply gives Congress additional power to force the White House to reveal documents and to force people to come and testify.
Okay, so I'm in the House. I vote for this. I vote for the impeachment inquiry. All right, I would. I'd vote for it if I were a Democrat in the House, but no Democrat will. Because if you did, you'd be shunned from the party. Nobody would ever talk to you again. Republicans, not quite as tight. You might get a couple of people, all right, that vote against it. I don't know. Now, if it were a straight impeachment vote, I would not vote for impeaching Joe Biden at this point. There's not enough. There's a lot. There is a lot. But keep in mind, the Senate will never convict him, ever. So at this point, why bother with impeachment if it's going to lose and there isn't enough to convince the country en masse that Biden benefited from his son and brother's grifting? But there could be. That's what the investigation in the House is all about, because the Justice Department, the FBI, will not do it. Keep that in mind. The House shouldn't be having to do this. It should be the FBI. No, they're not going to do it. Okay? I'm laughing, but I'm crying on the inside. Now, the media, which still has influence, not as much as it did, but still has it, they're full 100% cover for Biden, with the exception of Fox News and the Wall Street Journal. Okay, and they're both owned by Rupert Murdoch. Okay? Every other media, corporate media, is covering for Biden. Roll it.
A recent NBC News poll showed 60% of voters have major or moderate concerns about Biden's possible awareness or involvement in the business dealings of his son, despite the fact that even Republican members of Congress admit there is no evidence to suggest the president did anything wrong.
Republicans have spent months digging, including through Biden family bank records, and still no credible evidence of corruption or even really wrongdoing by Joe Biden.
Yeah, there still is not the evidence. There are plenty of questions that Republicans have put forward, but no evidence and really not even clarity on what the charge they would be focused on here.
Well, all three of those people, with all due respect, are not telling you the truth. There's plenty of evidence. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt evidence, but there's evidence all over the place. You know, the big headline in the right-wing media today was, well, Hunter Biden wrote his father checks to cover a loan or whatever. And it's not enough. It's just not enough. But there's evidence there. Certainly evidence that as vice president, Joe Biden enabled his son to go all over the world and grift money. There's evidence. So those people are just not telling you the truth. You know that, I'm sure. So the problem then becomes, you've got 100% of the Democratic Party not caring and not going to ever do anything about Joe Biden, whatever he did. Okay? Not going to happen. And you have the media at the tune of 90% that are going to cover for Biden as well. So it looks like he might get away with it because of the corruption of the media, which should be covering this story the way they covered Trump and Nixon, Watergate, right? No. Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Burna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Burna offers a powerful non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Burna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Burna.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Burna. All right, now we do Smart Life here almost every day. It's one of our, I think, best segments because it helps you. It's designed to help you in your life, your loved ones, your friends, everybody. So earlier this year, late summer, early fall, stock market was imploding. People were panicking. Most Americans hold stock of some kind, 401ks and education funds, whatever it may be. Most Americans have stocks. Stock market was going way down. A lot of people panicked and sold. Smart Life, me, all right, said this, go. Smart Life. All right, we talked about this top program. So the stock market since August 1st is down about 2,500 points. 2,500 points. This is the Dow. Brutal. Why? Because of the political uncertainty. But if you sell, then you lose and you're not going to recoup. That's what I'm doing. Not telling you to do that. But this is bad. And this is going to be another factor into the Biden re-election campaign. Bidenomics, it's a joke. But it's not a funny joke. Because a lot of people, particularly older people, their retirement funds are tied into the stock market. And we're getting killed here because we have an incompetent president and a challenger, Mr. Trump, who is volatile. So I told everybody not to sell. Don't sell. Hang on. Because as I quoted, if you sell, you lose, you cannot recoup. If you hang on and things reverse, which they have, you get your money back. I hope you followed my advice, because now the stock market is heading toward new highs in just a short period of time. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. And I know in January and February, it might go down another 3,000 points, because we have instability in this country, poor leadership. We have a social civil war. But the market might go up another 3,000 points. No one can predict it. No one knows. So the prudent thing to do, smart life, your money, your future, your family. I have 22% of my portfolio in the stock market. No more than, I'm not putting any more in. That's it. The rest are in municipal bonds, which are insured. So I'm sure to get, now, not making nearly as much money as if I speculated and hit it. But I don't want to do that. I'm a conservative investor. I want my money to be protected. I don't put it under the bed. I don't think the banks are going to collapse. I don't think cryptocurrency's taken over. I don't believe any of that. See, I'm very cautious. And it's my age, too. I'm a younger man. I'm taking more chances. Smart life. So I hope you liked the segment. We've designed it for you. It's working very well. If booking your own timeshare was difficult before, you know that lately it's been almost impossible. Most clients are shocked to learn that their timeshare is now available to the public, which severely limits booking options. Many owners are also upset that their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, Lone Star Transfer, a family-owned company, has had the pleasure of helping thousands of owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and more than 900 five-star testimonials, Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. So please call today for a free, no-obligation consultation, 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or check them out online, LoneStarTransfer.com. Okay, here's the final thought of the day. As you know, I'm a little riled up about the incredible jump in pricing for food on Long Island where I live. And it is brutal. Now, in my town, there is a luncheonette. We used to call it a luncheonette. Yeah, but now they call it, I don't know, a diner. It's not a diner. It's a little different than that. But it used to be, you go in there for breakfast or whatever. It was always a little pricey because this is an affluent part of Long Island. But now it's full rack of ribs, $45. Now they give you two sides, $45. I don't know. Anyway, very high, very high. So I'm watching, and I like the folks in there. I mean, and I got the delis are the same problem in this town. Everything's doubled. So I'm watching who's buying this stuff in this luncheonette, all right, restaurant. It's kids. And they all have the debit card. So these stats are a little bit old, but I think they're accurate for today. 40% of American teenagers ages 13 to 17 have a debit card. Okay? 45% of those make a charge on a regular basis. These kids are in there with their debit cards, and they're buying whatever they want to buy. It doesn't matter what the price. They don't even know the price. They're kids. They want a burger, fries, they want an ice cream, they want whatever they want. Mom and dad are paying for it. They're not. They got the debit card. Now I'm going, it's clicking into me, okay? Because this place is full of urchins. And they're ordering big. They're getting the ribs. They're ordering big. And I'm going, okay. So that's what this is about. There's no spending control on this demographic. If you have a debit card and you're 17 and a high school junior or senior, you're getting whatever you want. Okay, you're not that, well, maybe I should get this or I'll get that or no. And the merchants are taking advantage of that. They don't need old fogies like me in there going, what's this? You know, what do you mean, $14 for a tuna sandwich? Come on. They don't need that. What they want are the kids who go, I want the tuna sandwich. Would you like a lettuce and tomato on that? We'll jack in another couple of bucks. Yo, yeah. How about some fries? That's $7. Yeah, fries. And they give them the debit card. And the kid just goes right out the door, right home. And then mom and dad, there they are. They're paying it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Now, these urchins are going to have a really, really rude awakening when they get out of there and have to pay their own debit card. Final thing on the final thought I want to make. My kids have the debit card. They almost have to today, okay? But I'm on the card and I look and see what everything is. So at the end of the month, there's a little chat. And also, my kids have to work. They work. Not in this, my daughter's working in the school year, and she's a really hard worker. My son works in the summer, but he works. This is not some easy job. All right, he goes and he earns very good money out on Eastern Long Island. And then their account is tied into their debit account. Okay? So they have restraints. That's the way I've set it up. So you want to treat all your friends to ice cream sodas. You got 4 friends, you're all buying ice cream sodas. That's going to come out to about $50. All right, with all said and done. So you want to do it, okay, but you're paying for it. And then you know how hard you got to work for the money. That's the way to do this. Now, in the presidential election, I am convinced the main issue will not be abortion or any of this other stuff. We're not going to be Hamas, Israel. It's not going to be Putin, Ukraine. It's going to be the grocery store. It's going to be the local restaurant, because it's shocking in the space of 3 years how much all of that has gone up. If you disagree, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. If you wish to opine, we thank you very much for watching and listening on our radio stations all across the country to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.